Chapter 1. The Digital Trap. When was the last time you counted the hours you spent in front of a glowing screen? 2 hours? 5? Or perhaps the entire day slipped by under the cold blue light of a phone, tablet, or television. And here is the unsettling truth. What if those hours weren't just stealing your time, but slowly reshaping your eyes, pulling them into nearsightedness? I have lived long enough to see generations grow up. In my youth, we strained our eyes by candlelight, reading into the night. But never before have I seen a time when children, and even their grandparents, spend more hours staring at a device than looking at the horizon. This is not simply a habit. It is a trap. Let me tell you about Susan, my neighbor's granddaughter. At 12, she was already wearing glasses, not because she lacked intelligence or health, but because she carried her tablet everywhere. At the dinner table, in the car, even in bed. Her eyes, starved of distance and natural light, gave in to the pressure. By 16, her prescription was thick enough to shock her parents. The twist is this: screens themselves are not evil. They connect us, inform us, even entertain us. The real danger lies in their unchecked use. Our eyes were built for balance, long distances and near, light and dark, work and rest. When screens dominate, balance collapses, and the eye adapts by bending its shape, turning clear vision into blur. So, what can be done? The answer is not to banish technology, but to set boundaries. Limit continuous screen time, especially for children. Take breaks. Look away. Let the eyes wander across a room or out a window. Choose outdoor play over endless scrolling. Even for adults, drawing a line, no screens at the dinner table, no screens an hour before bed, can restore the rhythm the eyes crave. The conclusion is simple yet urgent. Left unchecked, screens are thieves of clarity. But with discipline, they become tools rather than masters. Remember this message. Guard your time, and you guard your sight. Your eyes are not made of glass. They are living, breathing organs that demand care. Step out of the digital trap before the blur becomes your new reality. Chapter 2. The 20-20-20 Lifeline. How long can you stare at a page or a screen before your eyes begin to ache? 10 minutes? An hour? Or have you grown so used to the strain that you no longer notice until the blur sets in? And what if the cure for this creeping fatigue was hidden in a rule so simple it takes only 20 seconds to follow? I still remember the first time my doctor explained it to me. He leaned across his desk, peered over his glasses and said, "Your eyes were not made for marathons." That struck me. We walk, we pause, we speak, we breathe. Yet with our vision, we force the eyes to work without rest, punishing them with relentless focus at arm's length. Let me share the story of Martin, a retired engineer I once knew. Martin loved reading mysteries, but he complained that by evening the letters swam across the page. He feared his sight was failing. His doctor suggested a small change. Every 20 minutes of reading, look up at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. Martin scoffed at first. "Too simple," he said. But after a few weeks of practice, he noticed his eyes felt less tired. The blur that once forced him to put down his books came less often. He read longer, happier, without the weight of exhaustion. The twist here is profound. Protecting your sight does not always require expensive medicine or complex treatment. Sometimes it demands only rhythm. The 20-20-20 rule interrupts the strain, gives the eye muscles a breath, and reminds them that distance exists beyond the page or screen. It is not a cure-all, but it is a lifeline. The conclusion is undeniable. If you ignore the cries of your eyes, they will answer with pain, dryness, and eventually decline. But if you respect their limits, they will serve you faithfully into old age. So here is the message I leave with you. 20 minutes, 20 feet, 20 seconds. It is as simple as a pause, yet as powerful as a shield. Honor it, and you give your eyes the rest they deserve. Chapter 3. The healing power of natural light. When was the last time you let your eyes drink in the morning sun? How many hours a day do you spend under artificial bulbs instead of the wide-open sky? And what if the absence of daylight was quietly robbing your vision, bending it toward nearsightedness? We often think of sunlight as dangerous, something to avoid for fear of wrinkles or skin cancer. But for the eyes, natural light is nourishment. Children who play outdoors regularly have been shown to develop stronger, healthier vision. Adults who step outside daily find their eyes less strained, their focus sharper. Why? Because light and distance are the two things modern life has stolen from us. I once knew a boy named Caleb. His parents worried about his constant video games, but it was not until he failed his school eye exam that they understood the cost. His doctor offered a surprising prescription. Let him play, but outside, 1 hour a day in the sun. Within a year, Caleb's eyesight stabilized. While his friend's glasses grew thicker, his remained the same. The simple act of chasing a ball under the sky had slowed what screens and walls had sped up. The twist is this. Natural light doesn't just brighten our mood. It regulates the growth of the eye itself. Without it, the eye elongates, vision blurs, and nearsightedness takes root. Artificial lamps, no matter how bright, cannot replicate the full spectrum of daylight. So the conclusion is clear. If you want to protect your sight, you must step outside. Not just once a week, but daily. Walk the dog, sit on the porch with a book, garden, play, breathe. Give your eyes the gift of space and sunlight. The message I leave is simple. The world beyond your walls is medicine. Open the door and let your eyes heal in the light they were born to see. Chapter 4. The distance that saves sight. How close do you hold your phone when you read a message? Do you lean into the page as if your eyes must wrestle the words out of the paper? And have you ever wondered what this constant closeness does to the very shape of your eyes? Our vision was designed for variety, near, far, and everything in between. Yet modern habits force us into a narrow range, inches away from text or glowing screens. The closer the object, the harder the eyes must work, flexing their muscles again and again. Over time, this unnatural strain teaches the eye to adapt in the wrong direction. It elongates, pulling clear vision into blur. I remember Henry, a former school teacher who loved the morning paper. His wife noticed he would bend lower and lower toward the page, his nose nearly brushing the print. He thought it was harmless, but within a few years, his nearsightedness worsened. His doctor finally told him, "It's not the reading that harms you, Henry. It's how close you've been holding the world." Once he adjusted, keeping the paper at arm's length, raising the light, his vision stopped its rapid decline. The twist is humbling. Distance is not just about comfort. It is about preservation. Holding a book or device at least 14 to 16 inches away, raising a screen to eye level instead of craning forward, and resisting the urge to hunch can dramatically ease the burden on your eyes. These are small acts, but together they form a shield. The conclusion is as practical as it is powerful. If you shorten the space, you shorten the life of your sight. But when you honor the natural distance your eyes were built for, you allow them to endure. So the message is this. Give your eyes room. Don't press the world against your face. Let words and images come to you from a safe, respectful space. That little distance may well be the line between clear sight and a lifetime of blur. Chapter 5. The silent strain of posture and light. Do you ever catch yourself hunching over a book, your shoulders caving in as if the words demand you bow before them? Do you read under a dim lamp, squinting until your forehead aches? And have you wondered why, after hours of such habits, your eyes feel older than the rest of your body? Poor posture and poor lighting are partners in crime. Together, they push your eyes into constant struggle, forcing them to claw at clarity, bending closer, tensing harder. Over time, this strain becomes invisible but relentless, a quiet thief of comfort and focus. I once visited Margaret, a devoted knitter in her 70s. She complained that her eyes were failing. But when I stepped into her parlor, I saw her true enemy, a single weak bulb hanging far behind her chair. She hunched over her yarn, shoulders tight, nose nearly brushing her work. It wasn't her eyesight that had betrayed her, it was her environment. With a brighter lamp placed behind her shoulder and a chair that lifted her frame upright, Margaret found her stitches again. Within weeks, the pain in her eyes and neck faded. Here lies the twist. Many believe eyesight loss is inevitable with age, yet often it is posture and light that accelerate the decline. Proper ergonomics, sitting upright, holding reading material at a comfortable distance, adjusting chairs and screens to eye level, spares the muscles around the eyes and neck. Adequate lighting, especially natural light or a lamp directed over the shoulder, keeps the eyes from fighting shadows. The conclusion is not complicated. Vision is not only what the eye sees, but also how the body supports that seeing. By aligning posture and bathing your tasks in good light, you remove half the battle your eyes were forced to fight alone. So remember this message. Sit tall, lift the page, brighten the room. Your eyes are not meant to squint through shadows or curl into a spine of fatigue. Treat them with dignity, and they will reward you with years of clearer, steadier sight. Chapter 6. Food as fuel for the eyes. What if the clarity of your vision was hiding not in a pair of glasses, but on your dinner plate? How many times have you filled your stomach without once thinking of your eyes? And what if every forkful you take is either building your sight or slowly dimming it? Most people think of food as fuel for energy, or perhaps as comfort. Few stop to consider that every delicate cell in the eye depends on nutrients for strength and resilience. Yet the truth is stark. Neglect your diet, and you starve your vision. I remember my neighbor Ellen, who prided herself on convenience. Frozen dinners, fast food, and little else. By her mid-60s, she complained that her night driving had become dangerous. Headlights blurred, street signs vanished until she was nearly upon them. Her doctor didn't just adjust her glasses, he adjusted her grocery list. More leafy greens for lutein, more salmon for omega-3s, more nuts and seeds for vitamin E. Within months, Ellen noticed a difference. Less dryness, less glare, and more confidence on the road. The twist is that nutrition is not a luxury, it is a form of preventive medicine. Antioxidants like vitamin C and E fight the oxidative stress that ages the eye. Omega-3 fatty acids nourish the tear film, easing irritation. Carotenoids such as lutein and zeaxanthin act like internal sunglasses, filtering harmful blue light. None of these come from pills alone. They are richest in the foods nature already offers. The conclusion is undeniable. The health of your eyes is written in the habits of your kitchen. You cannot expect lifelong clarity if you feed your body only what is fast and easy. But when you choose color, greens, oranges, blues, and balance, proteins, healthy fats, whole grains, you choose sight. So here is the message I leave you. The next time you fill your plate, remember your eyes are eating too. Let your meals be a promise, not just to your heart or waistline, but to the windows through which you see the world. A simple salad, a handful of berries, a piece of fish. These may be the very bites that keep your vision alive. Chapter 7. The thirst of the eyes. Have you ever noticed how a desert wind dries your lips within minutes? What if I told you the same dryness could be happening inside your eyes every single day? And how long do you think your vision can endure if your eyes are left thirsty? The truth is unsettling. Your eyes are not just organs of sight, they are living tissues bathed in moisture. Without enough hydration, the tear film that protects and nourishes them begins to thin. The result? Gritty discomfort, blurred focus, and over time, a greater risk of strain and even lasting damage. I once counseled Richard, a retired postman who loved long afternoons of crossword puzzles. He confessed that his eyes burned and blurred so badly he thought he was going blind. When I asked him about his water intake, he shrugged. Coffee in the morning, soda in the afternoon, rarely plain water. His eyes were not failing, they were parched. With a steady habit of drinking water through the day and using a humidifier during the dry winter months, Richard's pain eased, and his puzzles once again brought joy instead of frustration. Here lies the twist. Eye health is not only about what you see, it is about what you feel. Dryness tricks many into thinking their vision is deteriorating, when in reality, their eyes are simply crying out for moisture. Proper hydration keeps the tear film smooth, washes away irritants, and ensures oxygen and nutrients reach the cornea. The conclusion is simple yet vital. Neglecting hydration is like leaving a garden unwatered. The flowers do not die all at once, but they wilt, fade, and lose their beauty. So it is with your eyes. The message is clear. Drink water generously, balance your caffeine and alcohol, and give your eyes the moisture they deserve. Consider your tears not as weakness, but as proof that your eyes are alive and thriving. A glass of water is more than refreshment. It may be the very medicine your vision needs. Chapter 8. Smoke, Spirits, and the Slow Fade of Sight. Have you ever wondered why some people lose their vision faster than others, even when they share the same age? Could it be that the cigarettes in their pocket or the glass in their hand is quietly dimming the light in their eyes? And how many years of sight are you willing to trade for a habit? The evidence is plain, though many prefer to ignore it. Smoking and excessive drinking attack the eyes as surely as they attack the lungs or liver. Smoke chokes the delicate blood vessels that feed the retina, accelerating diseases like macular degeneration. Alcohol, when consumed carelessly, dehydrates the body, starves the eyes of vital nutrients, and weakens the very defenses that protect vision. I recall Henry, a jovial neighbor who enjoyed both whiskey and cigars. In his 60s, he laughed off warnings about his health, but by 70, the laughter faltered. His vision clouded with cataracts, and the world that once glowed with color grew dim. He told me, with a rare hint of regret, "I thought I was living well. Turns out, I was drinking and smoking my sight away." His words were not bitter, just honest, a confession worth hearing. The twist here is sobering. The damage doesn't always arrive with pain or drama. It creeps in silently, year after year, until suddenly you notice the fine print is gone. The road signs blur, the faces of loved ones lack clarity. Few connect this decline to the habits they clung to in younger days. The conclusion, though, offers hope. Just as these habits dim the eyes, their absence can protect them. Quitting smoking restores blood flow, and moderation with alcohol gives your body a chance to replenish what it needs. It is never too late to give your vision a chance at survival. The message is direct. If you value the gift of sight, guard it from smoke and spirits. The world is too beautiful, too rich in detail, to surrender to the haze of habits. Your eyes deserve the clarity of air unclouded by smoke, the steadiness of a body not dulled by drink. Chapter 9. The eyes that go unchecked. When was the last time you truly looked after your eyes? Would you wait until your vision dims to seek help, until the page blurs, the road becomes uncertain, or the face of your grandchild loses its sharpness? And what if the damage, once noticed, could no longer be reversed? Here lies the uncomfortable truth. Many of us treat eye exams as optional, something to consider only when trouble knocks. Yet the diseases that steal sight, glaucoma, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, often creep silently, causing no pain, no early warning. By the time symptoms arrive, the window of prevention has already begun to close. I recall Martha, a retired teacher who had always prided herself on her independence. She read daily, drove herself to church, and never missed a Sunday crossword. When she finally visited the eye doctor after years of postponement, she learned she had advanced glaucoma. Her vision loss could be slowed, but never restored. "If only I had gone sooner," she whispered to me, eyes glistening, not from clarity, but from regret. The twist, then, is not in the diagnosis but in the neglect. Regular eye checkups are not a chore, they are a safeguard. A simple test of pressure, a careful look at the retina, a measurement of your sight. These take minutes, yet they can preserve years of vision. Eye doctors are not merely for the failing, they are allies in keeping your world bright. The conclusion is undeniable. Prevention is far lighter to bear than loss. You change the oil in your car, you service the furnace in your home. Why not give the same diligence to the very eyes that guide you through life? The message I leave is plain. Do not wait for trouble. Make eye exams as routine as dental cleanings or blood pressure checks. One visit a year is a small price to pay for the assurance that your vision will carry you faithfully into the seasons ahead. Think of it not as duty, but as investment, the preservation of sight, the protection of freedom, and the promise of seeing clearly all that still awaits you. Chapter 10. Light, the silent protector of sight. Have you ever tried to read under a dim lamp, telling yourself your eyes will adjust? Have you stared at a glowing screen in a dark room, ignoring the sting of fatigue? Each time you do, you gamble with your sight. Poor lighting is not harmless. It is a hidden burden that forces the eyes to strain, accelerates fatigue, and over time contributes to vision decline. I once met Eleanor, a grandmother who loved quilting. She often worked late at night with only a single lamp. Over time, her stitches grew uneven, her eyes tired more quickly, and she feared she was losing her gift. The truth was not in her age, but in her lighting. Once she filled her workspace with broader, brighter, well-balanced light, she felt relief. "It's like I've been given my eyes back," she said. Here lies the twist. As we grow older, our eyes require more light, not less. What worked for you at 40 may be inadequate at 70, yet most homes remain lit for younger eyes. The result is not blindness overnight, but a steady erosion of clarity and comfort. The conclusion is simple. Honor your eyes with proper illumination. Choose warm, balanced lights, avoid glare, and let natural light in when possible. The message I leave is this. Good lighting is not a luxury. It is medicine for the eyes, a daily protector, and the difference between stumbling in shadows and living in clear, vibrant sight.